Join me today as I am out along the Connecticut River floodplains to photograph hooded Mergansers. Every year, a diversity of waterfowl overwinter in the ponds and streams that feed into the Connecticut River and its tributaries. Many of these pools are shallow, providing an excellent food source for a variety of waterfowl species. In a few weeks, in early to mid-March, many species will be moving through this area in large numbers as they migrate north along the Atlantic Flyway to their breeding grounds. Today I'm out with hooded Mergansers, swans, mallards, and geese. I arrived in early morning when the sun was bright and the wind was very strong. However, the birds didn't seem to mind, and in a few hours, the wind calmed down, the light got better, and I was able to get some great photos and videos of these amazing birds. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Todd DeWald and I am a full-time wildlife and nature photographer in New England. In my videos, I take you into the unique and diverse habitats to find and photograph the variety of animals that call this area home. I bring my unique perspective, as well as my education in fisheries and wildlife sciences, into my videos and photography to help bring a deeper understanding into the lives of the animals and the habitats they call home. Whether you are a fellow photographer or just love nature, I hope you can relax and enjoy these videos. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, and thank you for watching.
Well, hello everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I am out on a cold, windy February day, but I am out at a floodplain area along the Connecticut River, and this side has a lot of ponds that form, and the water's still not frozen, so there's a lot of ducks and geese. There's some swans out on the water. I've set myself up in a spot where I actually have some good visibility out in front. It's really brushy along the edge of the pond, but I've set myself up, and now I'm just going to sit and wait for the ducks and all the other waterfowl to come closer back towards me. There's some swans off to my right. There's some Mergansers that are about 75 yards in front of me or so, and then I have a couple dozen geese and mallards as well around me. So I'm just gonna stay where I am and wait for the ducks to come and get used to me and hopefully get some great shots. A small flock of Mergansers came over towards me a little bit, They were still pretty far away, but it was really nice that they came back over towards me, and they've since scooted off to my left, kind of in the next pond over. They're all connected. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait, and hopefully they'll come back. Now the trick with photographing waterfowl is you can't really plan on going up and chasing them at all. That's pretty much the case with most wildlife photography. However, with waterfowl, it's very important to just find a good spot, sit and wait, because waterfowl are skittish. They're very skittish. They get hunted, so they're obviously wary of humans. So finding a spot to sit and wait for them to come towards you is a much better approach. Sorry, the clouds are going in and out here. Is a much better approach than trying to follow them around the pond. It's just not going to work. They're going to eventually fly off, and you're not going to get any good pictures out of it. So if you find a good spot, sit and wait. Right now I'm sitting. I've got a pretty decent clearing in front of me, and that's going to hopefully allow me to get some decent pictures once they come. The mute swans are still pretty far off to my right, but I have some geese that are coming up to my right as well. So it's just a matter of sitting, waiting, and being patient. Now ideally with waterfowl photography, you want to get as low to the water level as you can with your lens, so that you can get some nice clean backgrounds on the birds, and also the water in front of the birds is nice and out of focus, the background's out of focus. It creates a much more pleasing image in my opinion. And it's a lot better than shooting down on the bird, because then you have just the water all over the place that's all in focus behind the bird, and it just doesn't look that great. So I have my tripod as low as it can go. Now ideally I'd want to be a little bit lower to the water level, but the banks are really steep along the water, and this is as low as I can get. So we're just going to make do with what we have. And today is kind of a trial run for this place, because it's still mid-February, there's not that much waterfowl yet, and in a couple weeks, kind of mid-March, there's going to be a lot more species of birds here, a lot more different kinds of ducks that are going to be on their way migrating north. So I'm going to set up here, and I'm really trying to find good spots to set up so that when I come back here in a month or so, I'll hopefully have a good idea of where things are hanging out and good spots to set up. The hooded mergansers were all kind of hiding out in this kind of thicket area in the water, taking a break, but it looks like they're going to start foraging again, which is really awesome. I'm hoping they're going to come a little bit closer. They clearly know that I'm here because they're avoiding this area, but I'm hoping that they're going to come closer as they kind of forget about me and hopefully become a little bit more comfortable with my presence. I'm also hoping the wind's going to die down, so it's going to be a little bit more of a mirror effect on the water. Right now it's just very choppy. There's no way to get any kind of reflections. But I'm just trying to do some kind of silhouette pictures because it's bright right now. It's midday, and the bright reeds behind them and the bright shimmering in the water behind the birds creates a nice silhouette effect. So I'm just trying to experiment with some things. Oh, it looks like we have a merganser coming over towards me. It's time to stop talking and start photographing.
Hooded mergansers, like many birds, are sexually dimorphic, meaning that the males and females differ in coloration and pattern. The males, or drakes as they're called, have a showy bright white and black crest on their head, are black above with white banding from the wing feathers, and are chestnut brown along the sides. The females, called hens and juveniles, have a more muted but equally beautiful appearance, with a rust brown crest fading into a gray and reddish body. Hooded mergansers are expert divers, able to hold their breath for 5 to 10 seconds as they search for food. They are typically found in shallow water with a depth slightly deeper than a foot to make foraging easier. The hooded merganser's diet consists of about 50% fish and the other half consisting of crustaceans and aquatic insects. Today, the mergansers were having good luck finding insects that live in the bottom of the pond. I was able to sit and watch these amazing birds continuously dive in the water, foraging for hours. They would take breaks and head back into the brush along the banks for cover and for short naps, before returning again to forage. Well, the wind's still whipping. Hopefully it's going to calm down soon. It's supposed to calm down around lunchtime. But the mergansers were coming out. They were coming back out to forage, but then a bald eagle came and flew over. I didn't get a chance to get any pictures of the bald eagle because I was actually hoping and focusing on the mergansers to see if they're going to fly. They did not fly. They were actually just kind of looking around, but then they just ducked back into the brush thicket area for protection. The eagle's since flown back over towards its nest. So now it's just a matter of waiting again for the mergansers to come back out, and maybe the eagle to come back out as well. That would be awesome to see.
just had an awesome encounter with the Mergansers. They actually came closer than they had before. I was able to get some nice footage of them, and it actually calmed down. So the water got a nice mirror effect. It became a nice pastel orangish tan color because of the reeds in the background. And it just made for some really nice pictures. I'm really excited about it. The only problem is though, I got so focused on taking pictures that my boot slipped and it went into the water. So I got a cold right foot right now, but we'll see how it goes. I've got an extra pair of socks in the truck, so that was good. Totally worth it. Well, the wind is calming down a little bit. It's afternoon now, so the sun's going to be kind of behind my right shoulder. So it's going to be a different kind of light. And with the wind calming down, the water is getting a little bit more of a glass-like look to it, which is nice. The Mergansers that I was photographing are actually off to my right now. They're behind, I think, 2 or 3 clumps of brush that's growing in the water. So I'm hoping that they will come over this way. They're actually close to the shoreline this time. So that's hopeful. Oh, that's an eagle. Juvenile eagle, juvenile bald eagle. It just flew over. Don't know where it went. Well, that was a surprise. But like I said, I'm just waiting here. And hopefully with the wind calming down, the sun coming from a different direction, and it's gonna start getting a little bit darker, and hopefully the ducks will start coming back over this direction and I can get some more or some different photos of them. It's just so cool to see the interaction of different species that are all call this place home. So the juvenile eagle just flew over again. I actually got some good pictures of it. But now that it's flown over twice, the geese, the ducks are all bugging out. They are moving farther down that way. The eagle was back that way. and everything's moving this way. So I'm hoping that if I stay here, things will continue to move this way towards me that are all in that end of the pond now. So it's just still a waiting game. And, oh, there it is again. Nope, that's a crow. Raven? Raven. So it's just a waiting game still. I keep saying that, but that's really what wildlife photography is. Because then you get encounters like that where you get eagles flying over out of nowhere, and it's just awesome. After the eagles flew over, you can see that the Mergansers were much more wary when out in open water, cocking their heads to look up, checking for any more birds of prey that might fly over. Something else you can consider when the eagles are flying over is going to push some of the smaller ducks closer to the banks of the water. So eagles will actually prey on ducks. And so if an eagle's flying about, it might push the ducks closer to the shores because they're going to seek cover in the kind of the brushy areas. So that could mean that the ducks are going to stay closer to the banks, and if they come this way, I might get some really nice pictures of them. The Mergansers and the swans are about 200 yards that way, and they've been over there for about an hour now, so it's really killing me that they're so far away because the wind has died down a little bit, and I've got some nice flat water over here, so it's a shame that they're not over so I can take pictures of them. And I'm really tempted to move over that way to get closer to them, but I know that if I do that, chances are they're going to move farther away and it's just going to ruin it. So it's just a matter of waiting, and hopefully they come this way. But the sun is going down a little bit lower, and the wind is definitely dying down, so the conditions are improving. Now I just need some birds to photograph. The Mergansers are on their way back. I can see them now. They're probably about 75 yards away. This is good. This is just beautiful. I have 3 female hooded Mergansers that have come over and have been hanging out in front of me. I haven't been able to talk, obviously, because I didn't want to spook them, but they moved from all the way to my left and now over to my right again in front of me, and the light is fallen, it's lower in the sky, and it's just creating this beautiful bright and shadowy effect. The wind has died down and it just looks amazing. light's really good now, and there's 2 Mergansers coming. This has just been an amazing experience. I'm so happy I was able to get out here today. Even though it was really windy this morning, it has died down and it's just a beautiful afternoon right now. I've got mirror-like glass out here, but no birds. It looks like the last of the birds went up to my right. I got some great shots of them as they were moving from my left to right, and it's just amazing. Once the light goes down, it just turns that much better. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Well, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna stay here for another hour, hour and a half as the sun continues to go down. But that's gonna be it for my vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, hit that like button, and I look forward to seeing you next video. I'm gonna be here hopefully again in about a month or so, and there should be a lot more species present here at that point because there's gonna be a lot more moving north at that point. And hopefully the water is going to be full of a lot more individuals and a lot more species. So I'll see you in that video. But thank you so much for watching. Catch you later.